Sandro Felpepi, better known as Sandro Botticelli, was an Italian painter of the early Renaissance. Born in Florence, Italy, 1444, Botticelli had been the youngest of 5 children. Little is known about his early life, but what is known is that he had become an apprentice to a goldsmith, which had later influenced his art lifestyle after he had met professional artists. Botticelli had been the name given to him by the goldsmith he had worked for. Botticelli translated to mean little barrel. Soon after, his father sent him to study under the Renaissance painter Fra Filippo Lippi. In 1481, he joined a team of Umbrian artists called to Rome to decorate the Sistine Chapel, and by his 40s he had his own distinctive style towards the world of art. He had become an established master. Primavera, being one of his earliest works when he had returned from Rome in 1482, depicts a mythological scene on a panel over 6 feet high. This painting celebrates the arrival of spring and is filled with mythological symbolism. The entire painting consists of chiaroscuro, a contrast of light and dark to create dimension. This is evident more so in the character of Venus being the brightest image located in the center of this painting. Although contrapposto is more so in sculptures, off to the left of this painting where the 3 Graces and Mercury are standing, this character of art is evident. Mercury and all 3 Graces are standing in position where most of their weight rests on one foot and gives the figure a unique appearance. Towards the right of the painting, naturalism-realism is reflected where Chloris is seized by Zephyrus. The tedious detailing in both facial expressions depict a great amount of naturalism-realism. Botticelli's next best-known mythological painting would be The Birth of Venus. The Birth of Venus is Botticelli's other signature work. Similar to Primavera, this painting displays Venus as an adult woman as she is nude. The change in setting from the first painting to the second painting is from a beautiful forest to the calm seashore. This painting was said to have shown a form of femininity. Looking back into the setting, both the sky and the sea consist of sfumato, the essential form in which blending colors was used to create depth and form. The depth in the sky creates a gloomy yet contradictory, bright setting. Focusing more towards the center, you can see the detail of Venus's posture and the contrapposto in which the weight is being shifted to one leg, giving the center of this painting a lot more dynamic. Moving towards the left of this painting, you can see the god of wind. There is minor blending of colors in connection with the bodies and their hair. However, there is a contrast of chiaroscuro on the side of their faces that creates contrast of their positioning and the illusion of dimension. Botticelli's interpretation in making this next painting unique was by adding a twist to it. Rather than painting this piece with people surrounding the view in a line as would happen in traditional views, he chose to have the people grouped around the Holy Family. He chose to use many actual Medici family members within his painting. In fact, Botticelli also includes a self-portrait. The man on the right side of the painting wearing a yellow-orange gown and looking out of the picture is an image of himself. The wall on the side, almost in the corner of this painting, shows a form of perspective as it shows depth within the bricks as well as the correctly built wall in perception with the painting itself. This piece relates to the early Renaissance in connection with Christ and religion. The leaves sprouting through the wall symbolize rebirth, and the positioning of Joseph behind Mary and the infant refers to the crucifixion of Christ. This highly detailed painting also refers to honor because the Holy Family sits higher than everyone else in the painting. The top left corner of this painting also shows arches in poor conditions. This symbolizes and represents the fall of pre-Christian Rome. The next painting, painted in 1483, also consisting of mythological people, is a picture that depicts Venus and Mars, god of war, laying in Venus's sacred garden of love. Surrounded by devilish satyrs, the theme in this piece is that the power of love can overcome the physical strength of the warrior, hence the fact that the love between these two had been an act of forbidden love. Mars is in deep sleep and not even the satyrs can awaken him. The figure of Mars in the painting is depicted in a traditional classical godlike way. His body is well toned, like most athletes, and was similar to those classical paintings and sculptures of the young gods. Looking closely at his body, forms of chiaroscuro are evident within his chest and lower body. Spotting contrasts of light and dark colors seem to indicate a shadow-like form. More towards Venus, we can see some sfumato in her face, with a blend of colors. Naturalism realism is also somewhat present because her facial expression is quite perspectively realistic. The portrayal of humanism during the Renaissance period is also evident because of the feminine and masculine roles. In conclusion, Botticelli was an extremely well-established painter of the early Renaissance. By painting mythological pieces instead of only religious ones, he had also contributed to the Renaissance. If not all, most of his paintings had been privately commissioned by the Medici family and other wealthy families. By blending two different philosophies, religion and mythology, he created a new concept, Neoplatonism, which had basically been the modern term for a school of mystical philosophy. Neoplatonism had then become the central focus of many paintings hereafter.